From the beautiful Frontwave Arena in Oceanside, California, the Major Arena Soccer League is back in action. It's opening night as the San Diego Sockers play host to their rivals from the Inland Empire, the Empire Strykers. A very pleasant good evening, everybody. Alongside Tony Sanchez, Craig Elston on hand with you, and the longest off-season in American sports has finally come to an end. It is opening night. A lot of changes for the MASL in 2025-26. An 8-team single table. Everyone will play everyone on the road to the Ron Newman Cup. But while some things change, Tony, some things stay the same. The Sockers in that catbird seat, Empire trying to knock them off the perch.
Absolutely, and the Sockers were one win away, one win short of their 17th indoor title. And with Chihuahua Savage not in the league anymore, leaving the league, now they are going to be poised and prepped to be the front runners to win the crown this year. And the Sockers were able to add two of the most important veterans in the league's history, and also a superstar and some very important depth. But don't count the Strykers out. Empire is here once again with the second year of Coach of the Year, Onua Obasi. His style is being revolutionary and revolutionizing into this MASL league. They have a lot of youth and speed to be able to try to snap the 2-year losing streak against the Sockers.
Let's get into the players that you're going to see tonight here on Golasso. And for San Diego, we've got to highlight a guy who's come home once again, the two-time MVP, Nick Pereira.
Nick Pereira in his third tour here in San Diego, looking for a second championship. The MASL all-time assist leader is on track to get his 500th career points here in San Diego, and he's not going to have to be the only star and have to be relied upon. He has a supporting cast that he can dish out those passes to.
Meanwhile, when you talk about Empire, you've got to start with the Chivas and Liga MX star Marco Fabian, who signed on for 2 more years here in Empire, 60 goals in his first 2 seasons.
Yeah, last year, 25 goals. Marquito Fabian, el legendario, here with the Empire Strykers, really enjoying his time, and he's been very prolific outside of the box, around the line. He has a shot that can be very strong and very on target whenever he needs to. A dangerous player indoor as well.
It's the Sockers, it's the Strykers, it's the indoor season. We're back to have some fun inside. When we come back, starting lineups, opening kickoff next on Golasso.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Tonight's hero of the game is Claire Monahan, a NICU nurse at Rades. Thank you for what you do, Claire.
The players are on the field, getting their last hip movements in, and we're just about ready to kick off the West Coast side of the MASL season 2025-26. San Diego Soccer's Empire Strykers moments away from kicking it off. With Tony Sanchez, I'm Craig Elston. Let's go downstairs and welcome in our new third member of our broadcast team for 2025-26. Here's Nick Ferrara.
And ready MASL season and home opener from right here at Frontwave Arena. That said, they'll be down a few men tonight as defender Ben Raymond and midfielder Leonardo.
All right, it looks like we had a little bit of an audio issue with that. We'll try and get Nick's report for you, but I can spoiler alert it and let you know that he was talking about the multiple absences for the San Diego Soccer's lineup, Tony, and first and foremost, Luis Morales, who did not report to Soccer's training camp. He is absent for this match, and he will be missed.
Yeah, that's just a zero, not answering the SAT question, not showing up. That's the first part of it. But the players that are here, there is an energy about them. That is, however, a big loss for the Soccers.
Also, Cristian Gutierrez, who was unable to attain a P1 working visa. I think realistically, the two biggest losses to any team in the MASL this year were Nick Pereira and Chris Toth leaving Tacoma for San Diego. And I'd say the third biggest is Cristian Gutierrez not being on the Soccers. He's that important to this team.
Yeah, he's a bundle of energy, a leader, a true person of soccer's quality that will be missed here this season. And it's going to be a giant shoes for these players to fill. Cristian Gutierrez size.
Saw our wonderful ceremonial first kick take place. We're just about ready to roll. Here's your Soccer starting 14 tonight. The MASL presented by MASL Soccer on MASL TV, airing on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Boris Pardo is going to get the start in net for San Diego. He is expected to play the first 30 minutes and then hand off to his partner, Chris Toth. Between the two, 8 Goalkeeper of the Year awards in the MASL. The Soccer's outfield players as follows: Drew Ruggles, Tavoy Morgan, Sebastian Mendez, Gabriel Costa, Charlie Gonzalez, Taylor Walter Bond, Keiko Gontan, Cesar Serra, Jose Bebe Gonzalez, Mitchell Cardenas, Mohamed Marcel Ruknapur, a brand new rookie looking to make his MASL debut tonight. The captain, Craig Giles, the MVP, Nick Pereira, and Jesus Sweet Pea Pacheco. On the floor, our officials are Shane Butler and Fernando Peña. For the Empire Strykers, dressed in white, Andy Reyes is out there with Marco Fabian, with Justin Stinson, Robert Palmer, and Monir Alami. It's Jesse Orozco in net as the Strikers in white run right to left. The Soccers in blue run left to right. And we're underway on CBS Sports Golazo Network. And the thunderclap getting things started as Los Brujos del 78, the official supporters group of the San Diego Soccers, making themselves heard right from the opening bell, Tony.
I can tell you that Frontwave Arena is ready for this Soccers match and this soccer season to start. You have Los Brujos, as you mentioned here, putting la atmósfera, the atmosphere in Frontwave. And I can tell you the energy in this, as this ball rolls down back to the goalkeeper here for Empire. In warm-ups, both sides. I've never seen such a jam-packed, energy-filled warm-up here for our first game. You can definitely tell that these players are ready to go for this season.
Steven Chavez, ex of the Texas Outlaws, handles the ball for the Empire Strykers. 5 new players on second-year head coach Anua Obasi's team, but there's the most familiar, number 33, Marco Fabian, the Chivas superstar. Fabian in his 3rd year in the league, continuing his career, firing one wide of Boris Pardo. First shot is wide of target. Charlie Gonzalez, who helped his Bumpy Pitch FC team win $1 million at TST 7v7 tournament back in June in Cary, North Carolina. There's Drew Ruggles, and Keiko Gontan is back for his 2nd year, the La Liga veteran, over 200 caps in the Spanish First Division League. Gontan to Nick Pereira, first touch for Nick since 2011 in a Soccers uniform. Make it 2015, pardon me. Don't want to skip that year he played the start of the MASL. Costa, Gontan scores! What a start for San Diego. 1:53 into the first quarter. Keiko Gontan, goal, 1-0.
Que golazo, tío, el español, Keiko Gontan, being part of that entire play. being the one that give the ball initially to Nick. He immediately sees the space. I'm going to go ahead and let this dummy ball go between my legs. Costa sees the run, respects it. Boom, golazo. First goal of the season. Gecko Gontan, San Diego 1, Empire Strykers 0.
And again at 1:53, that goal, a beautiful lid lifter for the 2025-26 MASL season. If you're watching for the first time on CBS Sports Golazo Network, you see the intricacy, you see the close quarter passing, and most importantly, the fact that any 1 second can change this game, any one play, because it's that quick to go from a turnover to potentially a goal-scoring opportunity.
And immediately to a potential blue card situation. Power play, that's going to be a blue card for Gabi Costa, who got charged, I believe, for an elbow, trying to track back and control the ball. And now he's going to go ahead and serve 2 minutes in the penalty box.
So our first power play of the year, and it will go to the Empire Strykers. It'll begin with 12:49 left in the first quarter. This power play will count down to either 10:49 on the running clock or to an Empire goal, which certainly could tie this one up. Of course, ST could also score shorthanded. Last year, Empire struggled on the power play, just 29%, 9 for 31, 10th in a 12-team league. The Sockers' penalty kill was third best last year. They were 76% on the kill, and they faced the most power plays against in the league at 38. It is Sebastian Mendez, Drew Ruggles, Cesar Cerda, and Mitchell Cardenas in a diamond formation guarding this power play. There's Brian Orozco, the goalkeeper, coming up to make it a super power play, 6v4.
El portero ambulante there. That's the strategy that Obasi, the head coach of the year, here as a shot gets blocked by Boris Pardo. Been able to measure that and see it all the way through. This is the strategy that's in place for the coach of the year, Obasi, for Strykers, that really it's trying to put this sport on its head, adding an additional attacking option with a goalkeeper. The heat map for Empire's goalkeepers is very similar to what you're seeing here on screen, especially here in a power play situation.
De Leon's wall ball blocked out, second chance. Pardo is there to grab it.
And now trying to get a shorthanded goal on the other side, looking for Sebastian Mendez, the former Texas Outlaws, a young player who's developed very nicely into the system. Now needing to go ahead and defend immediately on the way back. That is the danger of the power play situation.
Now they've just taken this keeper out for a sixth attacker. It's Robert Palmer. No keeper on the floor. There's 33 seconds left in this power play. De Leon trying for the 1-2. Can the Sockers get the shot away against the empty net? Palmer blocks it into the crowd.
And now you're trying to see maybe the evolution of Obasi ball, and now having a sixth attacker in a power play situation, a genuine offensive player that has a little bit more to offer with the ball on his feet and in movement. So this is right now with 21 seconds left in the power play, looking good for the Sockers so far.
Anthony Powell, he wears Ant on the back of his jersey, ex of the Dallas Sidekicks, had 7 goals, 7 assists last year in 15 games. Steven Chavez, 2 of the Texas refugees here on Empire, one from the Sidekicks, one from the Outlaws. Both those teams taking a step back in 2025-26. Up is Orozco. Power play is over. Gabi Costa is out of the box right now, back to full and even strength. And then Pacheco is called for the foul, and the quick restart, too quick for Shane Butler's liking. Pacheco will come off at the end of a defensive shift.
Empire trying to gain a couple of extra feet on that, starting to play quickly and trying to get this tying goal, because this already starting very high pace. Even for Fútbol Rápido, this is very rápido.
You'll hear from Empire head coach Onoa Obasi on our halftime show. Got the chance to chat with him prior to today's match. And I did ask him about year 2 of the Obasi system. And one thing he said, a minor spoiler alert for the interview, but one of the things he said was, hey, look, everyone's got tape now. Everyone kind of figured us out at the end of last year. So we have to make changes now. We can't just do the same thing. We've got to innovate.
Absolutely. He was named Coach of the Year by getting this Empire side, even with that nuanced strategy, into playoffs in the first time in a couple of years. They've missed it years prior.
Somo off the crossbar. Isaac Somo, ex of Utica, came late last year to Empire. Tried to really make an impression on the first quarter of the season. Stinger fires it into the high netting.
One of those players that you're going to have to keep an eye out, Justin Stinson, number 10 for Empire. That's a player who can create something out of absolutely nothing. That ball a little bit too high. Have to put the shoulders down in order to get it on target.
Cesar Cerda and the Sockers have been pretty much pinned in since that opening goal. Let's see if they can start to work their way back toward the offensive end. Orozco came out. Pacheco stole it. Jesus Pacheco, ex of both this Empire franchise and for the previous 2 years, the Baltimore Blast. Last year, career highs, 16 goals, 28 points.
Now talk about a player that is interesting to look at and see the development is Pacheco, one of the younger players in this system as well. It's not easy. That's going to be called a foul here against Tavoy Morgan.
And of course, that foul prevents Tavoy from sprinting in on net. 9:01, clock stopped, first quarter. A brand new rookie player for the Strikers, number 14, Dyerson Gratterall, somebody who Onua Abasi's found at the TST tournament, 7v7 tournament.
Venezuelan national.
Orozco comes across midfield. He's going to enter the play. So they aren't entirely abandoning it, that's for sure. Here's Stinson, guarded by Gontan. Plays it out to Polo, Leopoldo Hernandez. Came late to the team last year, 7 assists in 14 games.
Now you got to watch out for Marco Fabian outside, trying to get that look, trying to get some space and get a shot off. He can create an impressive shot from little space.
Jose Gonzalez defending on the shot, kick save by Pardo. Gratterall denied by Pardo's feet. Stinson trying to line one up, and Pardo's there with a big parry. Huge work from the King of Queens, and a foul called against Gonzalez in the corner. Restart for Empire as a corner kick.
Anybody who's looking at Boris Pardo, looking at the age, has to immediately dismiss that. 2 stops on his right side, one with the leg, one with the hands. It's those reflex saves. He's really turning back the clock there, the great and legendary Boris Pardo.
Robert Palmer is sitting on this, and the foul is almost exactly on the corner kick dot. So you might as well call it a corner kick, even if it's not by the technical term. Palmer, where will he go with it? Looking to lift it out. Nope, plays it to Stinson on the wing. Simple rollback. Stinson gets the shot away. Pardo to the left hip this time, one-handed to corral it.
It's just the impressive nature of that save. Isn't the first time stop.
Uh-oh, Alami, the steal. Alami, goal. Munir Alami took it away, picked Mitchell Cardenas' pocket in the corner. Nothing Boris could do about that one, Tony, as the game's netted at 1.
An unfortunate play for Cardenas there, not being able to clear the ball and get a pass off. Here you see Pardo just rolling it and just rolling into the corner. Well done by Alami. And then Pardo just in no man's land there, tying up this game.
Let's take a timeout. You've just gotten a taste in front of a huge crowd of what this is like. 1-1 tie on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Monira Lami's unassisted goal at 7:14 has tied this one up 1-1. It's the San Diego Sockers and the Empire Strykers Major Arena Soccer League action on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. They're kicking around the official game ball presented by MITRE, official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League, established all the way back in 1817. MITRE is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide, producing some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at MITRE, that's MITRE.com. Steven Chavez with the steal, and the counterattack is on with the speedy Abdul Mansouré on the right side. Chavez comes in, tries to play the wall ball to Mansouré and misses. Jumping in, though, the shot just wide. Empire's Isaac Somo tried to give the Strikers the lead right there. And then he falls down, and Sebastian Mendez has it at the yellow line. Bouncing ball, brought back to Empire. Serta has to guard it to the wall. He's in hot water down there. And a handball called against the falling Somo, and that'll get the Sockers out temporarily. That early goal, but since then, you've seen the youth and the energy of this Strikers team.
Exactly. That's what Obasi's system requires. That youthfulness, that energy, that work rate on both sides of the ball. And right now, they've been able to apply the pressure to the Sockers very well. Sockers really haven't had possession in the final third at all this game outside of the first set in the goal. But we'll see what they are able to do. It's going to be a foul in favor of the Sockers.
By the way, Tony, do you know what reliever has the all-time Major League record for appearances in his career?
Who?
That would be the old lefty Jesse Orozco.
And
Not to be confused with Brian Orozco.
Gotcha.
And I do apologize. I've been running around all day, and you just caught a 53-year-old mind blank right there. Apologies to Brian and the entire Orozco clan. Giles just wide, and then Morgan got a second touch, and he flicked it wide. Greg Childs, the captain, is only going to feature on plays like this, but now he's behind. Had to chase back. Alami got the shot off, and Pardo made the save. Boris has come up huge. Counter is the other way. Ruggles with Morgan. Ball deflected by Somo on the cross pass. That back and forth action. Numbers favor the Strikers here. Down into the corner. Palmer tripped up. Could this be a card? No, it'll be a foul. And it'll be a very dangerous free kick for Empire.
The organization in Empire Strykers attack has been very impressive here in the first couple of minutes, and they're able to really do damage counterattacking and put the defense of the Sockers in an awkward position. They're requiring Ruggles to make a tackle really close to the penalty area inside of the arc. We'll see what Empire is able to do on a set piece here.
Palmer in the middle. He's directing traffic, but you got to figure a guy like Justin Stinson is going to get his shot, if at all possible. He looks pretty open to me. No, Chavez shoots and scores. Pardo got a touch, but the ball was too hardly paced. It fought its way right through the wall, right through Pardo, and it's 2-1 Empire.
A very hard shot ball here. We're going to see in the replay right off of Pardo's hands. Has almost got it on the second attempt there. Seems like the Sockers are unhappy with a lack of a call, it seems. Cardenas, Gontan coming over to Shane Butler, having a discussion about something. If it is something of note, obviously there's one challenge available for the Sockers. It seems like that's going to be kept in the pocket of head coach Phil Salvaggio.
Hey, all the credit to the Strikers. They look like the younger, faster, stronger side through the first 8 minutes. But there's 60 minutes to be played in this one. Here's another loose ball, and Mansour's shot is parried by Pardo. Cardenas under trouble, under duress. Morgan tries to jump in and help. San Diego has been stitched into their zone. Cardenas in the corner, swarmed, will be called for a foul.
No help for Cardenas there, and it seems like there's a disconnect between the defense and the midfield of the San Diego Sockers. That play started off of a header, and it landed with no player touching it for a good 3 seconds.
Some of the firepower for the Strikers come in, and then a block shot by Gontan. Second chance and another block. That one Pacheco deflected into the corner. 2 blocks for San Diego. Gabriel Costa trying to step out and start some offense for San Diego. Sockers, though, need to change. They've had to expend all their energy just to try and get across their own yellow line, get out of their own defensive third. Great start to this match by Empire. There is a very inaccurate pass knocked down by Robert Palmer. Jorge De Leon does well to get it forward. Pacheco headed it away from Alami. But the high press is on for Empire. They are swarming every player up and down the field, and there's a steal. Pereira thought he got pushed off the ball by Robert Palmer. Alan Perez recovers for the Strykers.
Empire's been able to anticipate very well every single movement and play the Sockers have offered so far, and then the Sockers haven't had the best of touches or passes. This looking for Stinson.
Stinson brings it down with his hip. Pacheco, his ex-teammate, guarding him through the corner. It's back out to Walter Diaz. 3 goals in 3 games last year. The Cuban. Diaz scored in a late season game here for Empire against San Diego. Stinson.
And usually it's the Sockers who are controlling the momentum and the pace and the tempo of the match. Right now, Empire is looking like they're playing some soccer ball.
Somo tries to head it on net and cannot. Fernando Pena watches the referee as 3 consecutive touches, but they were all wild for San Diego, so the ball just came out randomly to Justin Stinson. Diaz now. The mark and the measure of the player. Back to Fabian. As Los Brujos get the drums rolling again on the west side of a very full Frontwave arena. We've got a terrific crowd here for the first night of MASL action. This San Diego Sockers team will be back on this floor 9 days from now. Next Sunday, oh my goodness, that ball got through Boris Pardo, and he was fortunate to watch it run parallel, not perpendicular, to that goal line.
Yeah, took his eyes off the ball a little bit as it rolled right underneath his foot. That board right there deceived him and betrayed him. But luckily for him, it didn't dribble inside.
Wow. Soccer fans are like, thank goodness Keiko Gontan scored. Everything since has been just kind of relentless. What an effort by the Strykers. Brian Orozco saw that one headed out of play by San Diego. Another mistake. This is defensive clearance on the Sockers. And for fans new to indoor soccer, if you clear the ball out of your defensive zone, it's a top of the arc restart. Can't be a soccer sweeper and just kick the ball out to the side. If you do that, this is what happens, the most dangerous free kick in the sport. And already having scored on 1 free kick in this quarter, Empire. Palmer, Fabian, 1 touch. His shot blocked by Costa. Stayed right with a predictable movement from Fabian. 1 roll to the right foot. Cerda chasing this one down. He's going to guard it into Pardo's waiting hands. And meanwhile, a foul called on Mansoret for getting a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, Sockers will need to go ahead and tidy up some of this play and lessen the mistake, something that is not known to be, it's not known for the San Diego Sockers to go ahead and make so many errors, and especially with their defensive prowess. That's what they pride themselves on. That is San Diego Soccer's philosophy. Make sure you take care of the defensive aspect first, and then you move and start building from there. Right now, they're scrambling on both sides, and really not only one side, because the offensive side hasn't happened yet.
Palmer easily keeps Tavoy Morgan out of that play. And now the stretch pass has sent in Marco Fabian. Here comes Fabian! And he just missed it. Tried for the cheeky chip, and it nestled off the Kaiser Permanente logo instead of settling underneath the crossbar.
And that ball almost traveled back in after a bounce. Chavez getting a little flick of the head, and Drew Ruggles' face actually met the ball and made sure that didn't go past the line.
Ruggles pushed Chavez down, no call. The brother of Charlie Gonzalez, that's number 30, Jose Bebe Gonzalez. For a rare moment in this quarter, the ball's on the Sockers side of the field. Mendez back to Ruggles. I tell you who has not gotten a controlled touch yet in this match. Either target forward. Nick Pereira and Tavoy Morgan, the Strykers have simply shut the water off so far. Unable to get the ball to their most potent scorers. Here's Nick with a chance. Nick sends it to Ruggles. Quick triangle passing. Mendez is open, says, give it to me. Sebastian creeping in. His pass was blocked. Back over to Cardenas with under 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. 2-1 Empire, your score. Live on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Now here's Pereira. Pereira, the foul is called. Nick looking to Shane Butler, and the call was made, and this will be San Diego's chance to answer, Tony. A very dangerous free kick from just outside the crease on right wing.
And that's a position that you'll always find Nick Pereira in with his back to goal, and he's a foul magnet for that. Don't let his size deceive you. He is very nimble in attack and the way that he flows through the pitch, through the floor, but luckily here, it's going to be a set piece for the Sockers. Chatterley.
With the fake. The dummy. Costa! Crossbar down and out. No goal. Bar down. Pereira on the steal. Costa second try. Saved Orozco. Third try. Saved Orozco. Ryan Orozco coming up with it.
I do believe it's going to be a card here. Well, actually, it's going to be a video assist, a video referee.
Here we go.
Challenge. Official review.
They're going to
goal line
check the
decision.
goal. They're going to check the Costa shot to see if it went in or not. And this is good officiating use of MASL video review by Shane Butler. He and Fernando Pena will take a look, as we will, at this shot. Did it go over the goal line or not? Whole ball has to go over the whole line, just like an outdoor.
La circunferencia total, the total circumference of the ball needs to cross the line. Oh,
Maybe. Hard from that angle. We need more. That won't be enough right there.
needs to be very conclusive that it passes. This is a live shot.
Yeah, that's a live shot. Okay, I'm going to say live. I didn't think it was. Okay,
On the,
that's not very helpful all the way over there.
I will say on that replay, it does look like it may have hit just that shadowy part of the inside of the goal.
Look at those laces through this one for Gabi Costa.
Okay.
Now really slowing it down. Crossbar, and I don't think so. I think it's on the black line.
I think it does touch as well.
Yeah, and that's the right call. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. You can visit MASLsoccer.com or the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear, outfitting our officials and outfitting you, Capelli Sport. So that was not a coach's challenge by either team. That was an official initiated video review. And I do believe the correct call was made. It's tough. We didn't get a definitive angle there, but still pretty darn sure. Palmer gets things restarted for the Empire Strykers. We're in the final minute of a very long first quarter. This has been a near half-hour first quarter.
A lot of action, but a lot of stoppages, a lot of fouls. These two teams know each other very well.
So well.
Has a mistake here, almost. Ooh.
Picked up by Gratterall, sending in Stinson to the corner. Justin Stinson, 32 goals, 41 points last year, both career highs. A four-car pileup on the 76 freeway over here. It's back over to Somo. Somo's turn was intercepted by Gonzalez, and then he got run into. Somo holding interference on that play for a common foul.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, clearly running in the lane that was about to open there, and this counterattack is what's been missing for the San Diego Sockers in this first quarter. We'll see if they're able to go ahead and make something happen in the last 36 seconds of play.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League, all the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. And check out the latest Sockers news at sdsoccers.com. Nick Pereira trying to bring that one down. Robert Palmer won the battle. Serta jumping in. Somo going down. Foul on Serta. Under 30 seconds to play. A foul-filled first quarter.
And it's something the Empire Strykers have that I've noticed this first quarter is that they are very focused in every aspect. If there's a foul, they want to go ahead and restart play incredibly quickly. But sometimes it's the referee to say, okay, you got to slow it down, bring it on back.
It's interesting in terms of, I really like the balance of this officiating crew, because I would say that Fernando Pena is one of the least likely officials to blow a foul, and Shane Butler is one of the more likely officials to blow a foul. And so in between the two, I think you get a nice balance.
Yeah, you saw in that video assistant referee review where, you know what, let's go ahead and check it. They came to the most correct conclusion in that situation.
Two of the best in the league, for sure. Guys who have officiated multiple Ron Newman Cup finals in Shane Butler and Fernando Pena. We saw Fernando down in Chihuahua last year for the Ron Newman Cup finals. There's another foul on Mansoure of Empire. That should be his second. There's 6 seconds left in this quarter. And let's see if Charlie can do anything with it. He's going to shoot it on net, or over the net, as the case may be. 1.3 remaining. And it looks like 2-1 Empire is where this one is going to settle for the 15-minute score. Dominance on the secondary stat line. 8 shots for the Strykers, 2 for San Diego. The first one went in, though. Right now, that feels like pretty good news. Score airs it out, and that's it for the first quarter.
A deserved lead for the Empire Strykers. That work rate, a fantastic first quarter, and we'll see if they're able to maintain this for the through the fourth quarter here at Frontwave Arena.
We've got our first timeout. We've got our first quarter in the books. Come on back. Second quarter run from Oceanside, California is next on CBS Sports Golazo Network. It's halftime on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. It's opening night in the MASL with the San Diego Sockers and the Empire Strykers. And it's our privilege to chat to the MASL defending.
The Sockers are roaring and ready to go in this MASL season and home opener from right here at Frontwave Arena. The Sockers are roaring and ready to go in this MASL season and home opener from right here at Frontwave Arena. That said, they'll be down a few men tonight as defender Ben Raymond and midfielder Leonardo de Oliveira are unavailable due to injuries sustained.
The Major Arena Soccer League is back, and so is MASL Monday. Catch our weekly magazine show every Monday night on MASL TV and right here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. You can join Alex Baschavansky and Phil Levanko. They're joined each week by special guests from across the league, recapping the weekend's action and discussing the hot topics in the league. MASL Monday. Find it right here every Monday on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. 2-1 Empire. Strykers with the lead at Frontwave Arena. Craig Elston, Tony Sanchez, Nick Ferrara, and our Amota broadcast crew back for a second season with us here at Frontwave. Two teams switch sides. Empire is in white. They'll run left to right. Sockers in blue will go right to left in this second 15-minute quarter. After the opening 90 seconds, the final 13 and a half minutes of the first quarter, comfortably all Empire. They outshot San Diego 8-2. They scored 2 goals, Alami and Chavez. And now we're back underway. Ball took a funny hop right there. It looked like it was going to go outside the crease, and then it kind of side hopped in. But the Sockers are able to at least get it out of their zone in the opening seconds. Brian Orozco stays in net for the Strykers. Previously, we've seen he and Brandon Gomez alternate by quarter, but they're not going to do that here. Maybe they'll go by half. We know the Sockers are going to switch keepers at the half and go to the back-to-back defending MASL Goalkeeper of the Year, Chris Toth. A second defensive clearance and pretty much unforced by San Diego. Sockers knocking the rust off, but they certainly look like the rusty team so far.
Yeah, very rare to see that from somebody like Drew Ruggles in that moment, and giving Empire an opportunity to go ahead and capitalize very early on in the second quarter and build some momentum off of that. But you have the Brujos right behind.
And a foul was called anyway. I think it was on Reyes down low. And the Brujos have Boris's back now here in this second quarter. The goalkeeper outfit in all black. Gotta like it. Morgan traps the ball down. That's the most he's touched the ball all night. Charlie with Morgan. Tavoy Morgan. Hot hop off his hand, off his foot. Couldn't control that touch coming in. Charlie battling along the wall. Down was a striker. No call. Striker slow to get up. Jorge De Leon. Now Ruggles. Ruggles shot. A sprawling block by Palmer, who then upended Ruggles. That'll be a common foul. Ruggles thought it could have been a carded foul.
And exactly the type of referee you were talking about right there. Showcase Shane Butler having the far view to Fernando Pena, but you know, I think that is the correct call. There was an impediment in moving forward, and that is a foul, common foul. Let's see what the Sockers should do on a set piece.
Looking to even things up here, and Craig Childs gets back out on the floor. In his illustrious 17-year, this is 17th season, Sockers career, over 500 career goals, 505 between the PASL and the MASL for Craig Childs.
Legendario. Capi de capis.
Charlie. All the way to Ruggles, who fires it into the high netting. And that chance evaporates for San Diego. Don't forget to subscribe to MASL TV on YouTube. You can find all of the match rebroadcasts throughout the year, plus our MASL shows like MASL Monday and Under Review, highlights and more, all on YouTube. Just find MASL TV and click subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll know every time there's new content. Here's Hernandez. And Charlie Gonzalez on the steal. Charlie on the counter! Save, rebound, too high! And then Gonzalez and Orozco got tangled up. Two friends and ex-teammates, making sure they know no hard feelings right there.
What physicality to finish off that play. And it looked like it was going to be a counterattack for the San Diego Sockers to go ahead and lead to a more positive result. But that's what you need to start building. Build that confidence, start knocking on that door for Empire, and that tying goal will come.
Fabian trying to outrace Serta to the ball. Hard to do. Marco pushed him. Quick foul called.
Marco Fabian, just one of the players that it's an honor to be able to see. A lot of the fan base over in Empire reacting to him, having that legendary Chivas career over in Frankfurt, Eintracht.
Orozco is going to be able to punt this one up the middle of the floor, and Fabian gets the sole of his foot on it to bring it down for Empire. Really like these nice clean white kits for the Empire Strykers. Looking good. Well done, Strikers. Looking good all around. Empire Strykers, well done.
I do believe it does have the map of the Empire, Inland Empire up on the front of it as well.
I didn't know there was a map of the Empire. Oh no! Bond just gives it away to Fabian! What a save by Pardo! That ball was whistling inside the post, and he just got a fingertip on it.
What fantastic ability by Pardo. Again, this is a vintage Boris Pardo.
Clean slide tackle. Pacheco's got the loose ball. Here's Bebe! Off the wall! Bond's right there to score it! Taylor Bond has the equalizer at 2:20 of the second quarter. We're knotted at 2.
Talk about a blue-collar player, blue-collar play, finishing it off, having some contact there, but being able to get up, go over, and be ready for that rebound. Walter Taylor Bond making it happen.
The 37-year-old. And Bebe Gonzalez will get an assist on that Wallace Scora as his shot attempt turned into a wall pass. And Nardo Cowboys Salazar is celebrating. He'll be out at Snapdragon Stadium tomorrow night for STFC in Vancouver. You know that for sure. What a time for soccer in San Diego. Orozco coming forward to Stinson. The stinger out through Gratterall and back to Hernandez. In both quarters, San Diego scoring early. Let's see if they can find some momentum off this goal. In the first quarter, the exact opposite happened. San Diego scored and Empire somehow got the momentum. Costa with a cynical trip after getting beaten on the play by Dyerson Gratterall.
Giving him a little bit of their own medicine here. The Sockers using that high press and applying the pressure to Empire because, again, the strategy, as you see, the goalkeeper, Orozco, move all the way up.
And shoot! And Pardo had to get a touch on that. Well, don't sleep on this goalie moving up strategy. Orozco and Gomez combined for 5 goals last year. Tavoy Morgan. Tavoy trying to fight through the Leopoldo Hernandez tackle. Got through, but the ball was hopping behind him. And now it comes back out and then bumped down Alami. Gotta call it. Gotta call it. And a delay of game warning on Sebastian Mendez as well for shooting the ball out of play after the whistle had sounded.
Yeah, in that previous play, Tavoy looked like he was trying to muscle his way between the boards, but having 2 options in the middle with teammates open might have been the better option to take in that moment. But again, this is the first game. Morgan trying to get himself the rust off. Es parte del fútbol. Parte de.
The ball took a nice, good Lee Weil to get retrieved from the top of the net. But there it is. And it's back in play for Robert Palmer, wearing the captain's armband for the Empire Strykers. Palmer, the grizzled veteran. Outlet to the middle of the field and the Cuban Walter Diaz. Diaz guarded by the Spaniard, Keiko Gontan, an international league, Major Arena Soccer League, in terms of their players. Although far too few from Mexico this year for our liking. Brian Orozco forward. Andy Reyes, the San Diego native. Former of the Sockers, got that ball loose, backheel goal! Oh, a thing of beauty! Chavez sent it to the far post where it was backheeled home crisply. Abdul Mansouré has put Empire ahead 3-2.
A well-designed play. That was clearly a pass, but maybe intended as a shot. Either way, it works out. Un taquito. And we have a challenge flag being thrown by the Sockers onto the field.
Interesting. Shane Butler will let us know the intention of this flag. I mean, it was clearly a goal, so it's not that.
Yeah.
Presumably.
San Diego is challenging a foul prior to the goal.
So they think a foul was committed to allow that goal to happen. And here is the San Diego challenge for MASL video review. If the Sockers are successful in having this foul called, they'll gain 2 benefits. They'll take this goal off the board, and they'll get to keep their challenge.
Attention fans, our friends at Junkyard Sports Bar and Grill have a special offer just for you. If the Sockers win tonight, you'll get $5 off your purchase at Junkyard.
If it stands, it's Mansouré from Chavez at 4:57 for 3-2 and a Strikers lead. And once again, Empire deflating whatever momentum San Diego tried to gain. Now we'll take a better look. Where the heck do we think there's a foul?
It's like where's Waldo of fouls?
Yeah, let's
here?
just rewind all the way to the start of the play. And now let's look through the entire thing, begging for a call. All right. Clean. Clean. Orozco comes forward. This isn't the play, but now maybe we'll get to it. Pardo rolls it out. Cardenas. I mean, come on, guys. This can't be it.
It's not the play.
This is literally not the play. This was not a play that led to a goal.
How far will video assistant refereeing go?
All right, now they're going to keep it rolling. What are we doing? This is certainly not it.
I do believe it's asked for a handball.
All right, now here's the pass out. I think this is a completely fruitless challenge. I have no idea what they're looking for here. This is the right part of the play, at least.
Correct.
So,
We got that said.
okay. What are we calling that?
A little hand holding, maybe, but even then, that's
Completely away from the play. There's no foul in the corner. There's no foul. This cannot be.
Call stands of a goal. San Diego has lost their challenge for the game.
Yeah, there was no way. That was far more aspirational than it was operational, that particular replay. And as such, I'd say it was a very poorly timed use of replay. The Sockers wasted their replay on a extremely benign, normal play. There was literally nothing foulish throughout that run except for maybe that little handhold at midfield with two players off the ball.
Yeah, that a play alone cannot negate a whole goal, and that's where it's unfortunate for the Sockers. But again, on the other side of things too, you also now lose a challenge, and that's going to be called a foul on Sebastian Mendez.
And the Strikers get it right back. So Alami, Chavez, and Monserrat, and for Steven Chavez, very happy to be out of the Texas Outlaws. More attendance in one of these sections than he saw for most of their games last year. He's got a goal and an assist in his first 20 minutes of play for the Empire Strykers. What a start for Steven Chavez. Pardo retrieved that loose ball in his crease. Now Charlie, nice one-touch pass over to Mendez, has to bring it down and control it. Pereira's the trailer. Mendez shoots into the double-team wall and has it blocked back. Mendez again on the right wall. Sebastian Mendez squirts into the corner, skips it off the boards, and Brian Orozco is there for the Strikers.
It looked like Mendez trying to force that individual play towards the right. We've seen some individual brilliance from him, but that play required his teammates to get involved as well. And now a counterattack on the other side. Cuidado.
Keeps running. Oh, he lost the ball. Charlie, can Mendez chip it? Mendez will take the shot. Too high. And Palmer flies out to kick it away from an on-rushing Charlie Gonzalez. That's where the keeper out strategy can burn you. When you go on for safari and you get nipped by the elephant.
Yeah, Orozco had one good look, and the second skill did not work, get dispossessed, and a lot of desire to be had for the Sockers off-the-ball movement here.
And Tavoy off to a rough start to this game. Let's see if he can get it turned around. Morgan spits it into empty space, and for his first touch, Marcel, but a foul was called.
See some outstretched hands saying, let the ball play, let the play continue, but hit the bar, hit the post, so maybe this is the best result for that moment. A set piece here with Craig Childs and Charlie Gonzalez on top of the ball.
Pereira, who's been quite quiet tonight so far. Will he get a touch? Charlie, nope, to the cap. Childs, shot blocked by Orozco. Charlie gets it back. Charlie with a man on his back. Can he get the ball loose? He's got a double team, feeds it through. Morgan gets pulled. That's a pretty light foul, but Pena called it. Top of the arc for San Diego, essentially, based on where that foul was called.
Yeah, Palmer getting a little bit too excited with that hand motion. It just jerked a little bit too quickly for Pena's liking, and that's going to be called a strike by the striker.
I mean, this is just about 8 inches to the right of the top of the arc dot. So San Diego can run any of their top arc plays right here. What will they do? They've got Childs down on one post, Ruggles on the other. Charlie Flicks it to Pereira, who shot it high. And this ball brought back down by Gabriel Costa. Costa gets wrestled off it by De Leon. Play on. Physical action along the bench wall. Pereira beaten. Chavez. Chavez 3v1. Steven Chavez puts it down low, and a bad missed pass right there by Empire. They had wide open Gratterall in the middle. Gratterall shoots to the back post, unable to get it, Anthony Powell. And the Sockers can escape happily, luckily, from no, they can't. De Leon gets it back with Powell. De Leon shoots it too high. Oh, Empire, their XG went flying up, but their finishes, Tony, were not impressive.
Yeah, Sockers allowing that because of poor transition play. They're unable to really work in the midfield. They're losing the ball a little bit too easily. Oof.
Morgan trying to slip pass through to Ruggles. Ruggles kicked it past Orozco, who's trying to get it out of his zone. Brought down by Keiko, trying to send Costa to the wall. Gabi Costa, former striker, gets double teamed, and there's Butler with the whistle. And another set piece coming for San Diego. Will they bring out their old guns? They will. Childs and Pereira come out to the floor. The Sockers are shooting 4 forwards tonight. Charlie, one of those forwards is Morgan. Ball taken away. Look at the speed of Monserrat. Abdul Monserrat turned the loose ball into a counterattack, and then Charlie Gonzalez came over and took it away from his old teammate. Nicky Pereira threw a double team. Can Tavoy get on this ball? He could, but he didn't realize it. And then a foul call.
It's that lack of focus in those crucial moments. Tavoy clearly won the ball, but nobody told him. He didn't even look to his left. He had it there. Could have had a chance for a 2v1, but now the ball is on the feet of the Strikers once again.
Diaz trying to burst through. And Pardo sprawling to his right. 7.5 to go in the second quarter. Next dead ball will be our second official's timeout of the night. Here's Cerda. A goal would be a dead ball as well. Let's see if the Sockers can do that. Bond just got the last one. Now he gets bumped off. And here comes Alami. Munir Alami blocked out of play by Bebe to bring us to said official's timeout. 7:14 remains in the second quarter. Both teams have scored once in the opening portion of this frame. What's left to come, we'll find out next. It's the Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports, Golazo Network.
Who's going to simply put it right where Sonny's at right there with that golden chip shot. You're going to win a foursome to the Havens. Make it a threesome because I'm going to join you at the Havens Country Club. Colin from Encinitas, it's time for the chipping challenge to begin. Just a bit wide. A valiant effort. The 19th hole is Colin. Thanks. Give it up for Colin regardless. We're having some fun in the Havens Country Club Chipping Challenge.
Back here at Frontwave Arena, Craig Elston, Tony Sanchez, Nick Ferrara, our Moto broadcast crew. Sockers trail the Empire Strykers 3-2. You've seen him on the floor. It's Captain Craig Childs' farewell tour in 2025-26. 505 goals, 743 points in his Sockers career. In his MASL career, the goals 243, the points, the goals are 303, the points 400 plus. 6 championships, 3 MVPs, 3 finals MVPs. Craig Childs, about as good as it gets. His final year. That ball blocked out. Now Orozco in trouble. Make it Gomez. Gomez is in the game. He almost lost it to an on-rushing player. First change we've had in net for Empire. Interesting they came in the middle of a quarter. Here comes the other way, Stinson with Montserrat. Good pass, finding Abdul, looking for his brace, lays it off instead. Fabian, what a save! Pardo on a high velocity strike. And then Fabian gets called for kicking the shin of Serta.
Pardo's the only reason this is still 3 goals only for Empire, as Morgan on the other side is trying to go ahead and tie this for the Sockers.
Tavoy down into the corner, but look, 3 strikers around him, nowhere for him to go or pass. Now here's the rookie, Mohammad Roknapur out of Tehran, Iran. Veteran who played in the 2010s in the USL Championship. Played overseas before that, had been a retired player. He's now taking his first swing at indoors, 33-year-old Iranian. Serra to Marcel, that's what he goes by. Also a emerging musical talent, Marcel. You can follow him on Instagram at Marcel Rokni, R-O-K-N-I. Here he is, he shoots wide. Morgan finds the ball, and then no handball there on Robert Palmer. He got down to block it away. The lead pass, Fabian takes a touch, takes a rip! Oh, Pardo got just enough! Just enough to ward it wide.
Just Pardo showcasing that class, that talent, the technique. He's saying, you know what? I'm going to make the most out of my first half because I know prototype A and B are in goal for the Sockers with Chris Toth coming up.
5:15 left in this running clock, second quarter. Brujo's trying to get this Sockers team energized. Here's Nick with Charlie. Charlie Gonzalez, Pereira on the left. Charlie blocked by Mansoray. He's fired up, and now he's hustling the other direction in a full sprint. Stinson's trying to find him. Ball comes around, and Pardo playing the angles. A chess master.
Doing very well. Pardo trying to come out and close that angle, but instinctively knowing that there's a wall behind him, and more than likely Mansour is going to go ahead and utilize it to try to get around him. Very well done by the veteran Boris Pardo.
Nick Pereira, last 8 years in Tacoma. He's always the captain, sometimes the GM, sometimes the head coach. Pereira, so skillful with the ball, but that time he tried to beat a double team, and then he'll just yank down the guy and get called for the foul and get off the field. That's Nick knowing how the game's been played his whole life. Chavez, bracketed front and back. Pardo was able to see it off the wall and grab it. Under 4:20 to go in the half. Coming up on the CBS Sports Golazo MASL halftime show, you'll hear my interview recorded prior to the match with second-year Empire head coach Anua Obasi. Quite an intelligent, engaging man. Here's Morgan. Morgan yanked from behind. And a free kick coming for San Diego with 3:56 to play in the half. Also, we'll have MASL in 5 with Alex Pastavansky, and we'll have first half highlights all coming up. So stay tuned.
We were talking about the sustainability of this Empire effort. That work rate has been very high, but they've been able to answer the call of the bell so far. Here comes Chadley.
Charlie Gonzalez. Not much there. Morgan now leaned into Drew Ruggles, trying to find some seams. Tried to refeed Morgan, and Palmer read the play faster. But then Ruggles got the steal back. Tried to let the ball go through, and that was a mistake. Here it comes 3v2 the other way. Walter Diaz with a head of steam. He's got a man in the middle. Diaz taken away by Charlie Gonzalez. Now Morgan 2v1 with Pereira. Tavoy, Morgan blocked. Palmer read that one like a picture book.
The defensive MVP for Empire in this first 2 quarters. Palmer's been able to be there, whether it's Morgan, whether it's Chadley, whether it's Nick Pereira. He's been crucial to maintain this scoreline. Only 2 goals for the Sockers.
Jesus Pacheco, a midfielder by trade, but because of the injury to Ben Raymond, who's out with a leg injury right now, Pacheco having to play in the back for San Diego out of necessity. They really only have 3 true defenders on tonight's selected roster. Pereira. Pereira lifts it over two players, did get it to the foot of Pacheco. Jesus trying to pull his way out of that double team. Under 3 minutes to go. Now Pereira trying to get the shot away, but Palmer once again doing it all. Blocked the angle, warded Pereira off the loose ball, and now a timeout will be called by the Strykers. As Brandon Gomez in net goes ahead and whistles for a break. We've already taken our timeout in this quarter, so it gives us a chance to pause and breathe and reset and talk about the unparalleled tandem in net for San Diego. You're seeing the excellence of Boris Pardo. He has been so sharp tonight. 3-time MASL Goalkeeper of the Year and the MASL's all-time wins leader. 138 wins in his professional indoor career. He'll be exchanged at halftime for Chris Toth, the five-time MASL Goalkeeper of the Year, and the man who is the league's all-time leader in two different categories, which matter a lot to keepers: saves and save percentage.
Well, diamonds cut diamonds, and Boris is the sharpest of diamonds here in these first two quarters. A lot for Toth to be able to come in and try to match and replicate as well.
I mean, between the two of them, almost 4,000 saves.
Incredible.
In indoor soccer. Last year, Boris Pardo led the league with a 4.38 goals against average, while Chris Toth led the league with a 736, last year 752 save percentage. 736 is his career number. 752 is what he achieved last year. Here's just a little context to that. Boris Pardo last year faced 208 shots.
Okay, correct, yeah.
Chris Toth last year made 279 saves. Facing 371 shots up in Tacoma.
That's incredible. That is incredible.
Ball hopping on the top of the wall, and then it bounces out of play to San Diego. There's 2:36 left to go in the first half. Soccer's looking for an equalizer. An opening 30 minutes, I would say 75-80% Empire.
I would agree with you there. The Sockers have yet to really respond in full and have control of this match.
They've been a step slow the whole time. Serta, step quick on that one. Picked up the steal. No outlets, nowhere to go. Plays it back through the midfield. Gabriel Costa. Gabi takes a roll. Stinson gets a cheap foul right there. Quick reset for San Diego. They'll get it back rolling with Serta. 2:15 on the running clock before halftime. Nick Ferrara will check in with Phil Salvaggio at the half. Here's a good look. Costa! Kick save by Gomez. Pereira brings it right back to Gabi, and then Keiko tries to flick it in, and then the shot. A slow skipper that Gomez was able to find.
And as you start to see this game develop, the chemistry is going to start building because, again, some of these players haven't really played with each other, and it's crucial to have seamless chemistry. As watch out, Empire.
Fabian, another save, guarding the near post, Boris Pardo. Marco with that fast, hard shot. That's two big saves Pardo's had against Fabian tonight.
Yeah, Fabian is not an easy person to parry a shot off of. 60 goals in his time with Empires, 25 last season. Been able to adapt very well into the indoor game, something that on the San Diego side, Keiko Gontan has also been able to do as well.
Serta out there with Morgan, Bond, Marcel out there as well. There's Marcel. Boy, he wants to make an impression. Bond from Morgan. Kick save Gomez. Corner kick coming for San Diego. That'll bring out the old guns, Childs and Pereira. Of course, against a team like Empire, it's really risk-reward, isn't it, Tony? Because, yeah, you got these veteran playmakers, but neither one can get down the floor on counterattacks. So if Empire gets a quick block, it's almost a guaranteed outman rush the other way, unless San Diego can find a way to control a missed chance. Charlie from the right dot. To the middle, Pereira. Palmer again sprawling to deny the shot. And here comes that counter. And here comes Stinson, but Charlie was the guy who got back. Just like we talk about, can someone get back? Childs coming off the floor. Pereira working to the middle. Pereira flicking out. Gontan got the first goal of the season. That one off of Palmer out of play. Another free kick, San Diego. Do the oldies come back? Oldies but goodies. 42.1. Childs took half a step out there and it's like, nah, we'll let the young guys do this one.
See if it's a different look here, but the Sockers, seems like they have an abundance of options, but sometimes a little bit too many options. They need to go ahead and decide quickly in those moments.
The shot, and then it's Palmer again. He blocks a ball off a line and denies a potential equalizer for Charlie Gonzalez. Restart on the other side.
Are we sure there's only one Palmer?
I think
I've seen him everywhere.
I mean, seriously. Has he ever come off the floor? Charlie Gonzalez trying to get his right foot free. Nowhere to go. Back heels it to Nicky. Nick Pereira. Nick tried to go through the legs of his defender. Both guys go down. No harm, no foul, no blood, no ambulance. Under 30 seconds to play in the first half. Sockers begging for an equalizer before halftime. Pereira wants to deliver it. The all-time assist leader in the MASL, 243 in his career. 240 goals in addition. Pereira out to Charlie. 10 seconds. Got to get a chance away. Charlie guarded by Alan Perez. Lost it. Palmer, 4 seconds. The last chance comes for Empire. 1 second. Palmer doesn't care. He'll let the ball roll out. He's happy. Empire's got the lead. 30 minutes complete from Frontwave Arena in Oceanside, California. 30 minutes left to play. That period saw San Diego pick up the offensive pressure with 8 shots to just 4 for Empire. But the goals were 1 apiece. Taylor Bond from Bebe Gonzalez at 2:20, another early tally. That made it 2-2. But at 4:57, the beautiful shot pass to the back post for the one-touch back heel flick goal by Abdul Mansoureh. And that's why the Strykers have the lead. Halftime shots, 12 for Empire, 10 for San Diego. Halftime score, 3 goals Empire, 2 goals San Diego. We're waiting for Phil Salvaggio to make his way over to Nick Ferrara for a couple of questions. As is his custom and tradition, Phil always goes over to his family on the north wall after the half to share a kiss and a hug. And now you can see the man in the gray suit slowly traversing his way across center circle. He's heading over to our broadcast position where Nick Ferrara is standing by for this quick halftime interview. Take it away, gentlemen.
Coach Salvaggio, as we get back into MASL action here at the house at Frontwave Arena, you're trailing now. You struck first, but we're right there. A lot of the calibrations on the shots are pretty close. What do you feel about your team's performance so far?
It's first game jitters. It's compact. It's high intensity. It's what a game right now. For an indoor soccer game, this is what we're looking for.
We know you're down a few bodies tonight. What have you been able to do to manipulate the lineup to stay competitive this evening?
Well, you're just trying to move around. You're trying to find new players, new pieces. It's a whole little chess game we're playing right now.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. It's halftime. We're back with the halftime show, an interview with Onua Obasi, head coach of the Strykers, MASL in 5 and more. 3-2 Strykers, MASL Friday night on CBS Sports, Golazo Network.
The goal now. All right, Indigo, you got the quick shot at it. It looks good. Give it up for Indigo and Grayson with the trailing goal. Indigo, guess what? Oceanside Adventures, you just won. Grayson, you did a great job as well. Give it up for both these amazing talents here in the Oceanside Adventures Relay Challenge.
It's halftime on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. It's opening night in the MASL with the San Diego Sockers and the Empire Strykers. And it's our privilege to chat to the MASL defending Coach of the Year. In his rookie season, he took his team from 3 to 12 wins and into the playoffs. What does Anua Abasi have in store for year 2? Coach, thanks for being here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I love this arena. Lovely.
Well, I tell you what, this rivalry between the Strykers and the Sockers, you know the depths to which it goes. And obviously last year San Diego got the better of it, but always close matches. That's something I saw in the research again. You guys didn't have a competitive match.
Yeah, it was always tight. Yeah, I think it speaks to the quality of the two teams, but when it comes to the clutch moments, that's something we've been talking about. San Diego is just so good at executing. So it's something we have to, look ourselves in the mirror and be honest and say, hey, we got to do better.
You've been described to me as a real student of the game, a guy that when everyone else is sleeping on the flight is digging up the reels and pulling the clips together. What is it about it intellectually that excites you being a head coach?
You know what, I talk to young kids about this, often about what you're passionate about, and I think some of it you don't even get to choose. Like the thing that grabs you and draws you in, you don't, how much control do you have over it? Luckily for me, it was indoor soccer, and I just love it. When I was a player, I'd be doing the same thing. So for me, it's a privilege, and I tell my guys often, it's a privilege to be in this position, to coach you guys, and to be able to study film where it makes a difference. So yeah, for me, it's just the love of the game.
Well, in your first year, you really took the league by storm with a different strategy, a different technique, the zero goalie, keeper out on the wall, and it really bamboozled a lot of teams. But now everyone's got tape on you. Everyone's seen it. What's in store for year 2 of the Abasi system?
I think, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Teams were able to, down the stretch especially, kind of figure it out, and I think the evolution of any good coach, any good team is to just progress that to the next thing, which for me is basically, a 5v5 style. Use the goalie when you can, but really maximize the space and the dynamic movement you can do with indoor soccer. So you'll definitely see a different flavor. Obviously, I love my goalies. I love using my goalkeepers, but yeah, there's definitely a few wrinkles, I'd say, in the style compared to last year.
Can't wait to see them. And Anua, it's been a real pleasure. We'll see you all throughout the season, but thank you so much for being here today.
It's a pleasure. Love talking with you. Thank you.
We'll be right back with MASL in 5 and first half highlights next, right here on Golazo.
shoots, he scores!
This is MASL in 5. What's going on, folks? I am Alex Bachevansky, and it is great to be back again for another season covering the greatest game on turf every week. I'll be coming to you from our MASL studio, filling you in on all the latest from the league, and the new campaign kicks off this week. Here's what you need to know.
Oscar. Y el equipo salvaje con la pelota se escapa. Hugo La Roca Puente. ¡Gol! Savage de Chihuahua. Campeones de la Major Arena Soccer League.
That's where things finished off last season. The Chihuahua Savage, in dramatic fashion, taking down the San Diego Sockers in Mexico to claim their third consecutive league title. MASL broadcaster Phil Levanco is back once again this year to offer his expert analysis.
What an incredible season, Alex. The three-time champion Chihuahua Savage overtaking the San Diego Sockers. The teams that everyone thought would be there in the Ron Newman Cup final was there, and what a final we had with the Savage overtaking San Diego Sockers on their home turf.
But as the MASL launches its 2025-26 campaign, big changes are afoot. There will be no four-peat for the Savage. Chihuahua, along with the Harrisburg Heat, Dallas Sidekicks, and Texas Outlaws, will not be playing this season. What does this mean? An 8-team league, and every squad will be stacked.
Huge moves. No Chihuahua this year at all. We've got 8 teams in this year's MASL. But what does that give us? A gauntlet of a schedule. Every game is going to matter. Every team is going to play each other. And we're going to find out who is the best team this year on the field.
And there was no shortage of drama in the offseason, with some major names changing teams.
Alex, I want to talk about 3 huge moves on the offseason. First one we have to talk about is Nick Pereira jumping ship from Tacoma to San Diego. Now, he's played for San Diego before, and he's returning back to the Sockers. I mean, he's one of the greatest players this league has ever seen. But you know what? It wasn't just him going back to San Diego. It was Chris Toth, the 2-time goalkeeper of the year. Another player from the Stars down to the Sockers. And Alex, I can't leave this section without talking about Dom Francis. Arguably the best player in modern Harrisburg Heat history, goes back to Kansas City where he played during the pandemic. This guy, you know this already, he is a stud. 29 points last year, 48 the year before that. It's going to be amazing to see Francis and what he can do with Kansas City, another team that wants that Ron Newman Cup title. Other big storylines to look out for Alex this season, the Baltimore Blast. Can they continue their ascent towards the Ron Newman Cup finals? They took a big leap last year, won a bunch of games. Can they continue the upward trajectory? What about the Empire Strykers? They've been the little brother to the San Diego Sockers for a number of years now. Do they finally have the pieces to overtake Big Brother out in San Diego, Marco Fabian, of course? And don't forget about Justin Stinson, too. Sleeper MVP candidate, in my opinion. St. Louis Ambush, well, they tried a huge free agent splash last year. Didn't work. How can they rebound the pieces for this upcoming year? Playoffs for sure for the St. Louis Ambush. And finally, the Milwaukee Wave. Alex Sanchez, MVP candidate last year. Can he continue his breakout, and can the Wave get back into the playoff picture? Remember, they were one play away from beating Chihuahua for that spot in the Ron Newman Cup final.
Also, can Utica City build off last season's winning campaign and finally bring an MASL championship to one of the league's most passionate fan bases? And can Tacoma, an organization with a rich history, make it back to the postseason despite the departure of 2 of its biggest stars? You can find out by tuning in to MASL games once again on CBS Sports Golazo. Check out maslsoccer.com for the full broadcast schedule. All games will also be streamed on YouTube. And yours truly, along with Phil Levanko, will bring you MASL Monday to fill you in on what went down in the league each weekend. Always willing to stick his neck out, Phil is already making bold predictions.
All right, this is why everyone's here, right? Prediction time. My prediction for this season, I've got the Comets over the San Diego Sockers. I just don't know how the Sockers fit in all of these pieces. I think the Comets are humming. I think Dom Francis is going to put them over the edge. It's going to be a race for sure. The league is wide open. San Diego and Kansas City, these are the top 2 teams heading in to the first weekend of the season.
And that's going to wrap things up for this week's show. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.
Hope you enjoyed the halftime show. Empire Strykers leading the San Diego Sockers 3-2. We're back live with you at Frontwave Arena in Oceanside, California. Craig Elston, Tony Sanchez, Nick Ferrara, and our Amoda crew. Let's show you first half highlights as the Strykers took a 1-goal lead. Both quarters saw San Diego score early and Empire control most of the rest of the way. There was the pass out and a lovely refeed. Keiko Gontan let the Nick Pereira pass roll. There's Taylor Bond's goal early in the second quarter. And those were the 2 scores for San Diego. But for Empire, here was goal number 1. Just a simple 1v1 play and a mistake slotted in by Monir Alami. Then on this defensive free kick, or offensive free kick, that was a Chavez goal. You didn't see it. And then the beautiful backheel goal by Abdul Mansoure. Good for 3-2. Boris Pardo was outstanding in the first half for San Diego. Made several plus saves, sprawling to left and right hip, fingertip saves, denied Marco Fabian right there. Did it a couple of different times. 10 saves for Pardo in that first half. But with the final shot totals, 12 in the first half for Empire, 10 in this first half for San Diego. Our score, Tony, 3-2. Strykers with the lead. What do the Sockers have to do differently here in this second half?
They have to go back to basics. They really have to clean up the basic passes and movement that we've been seeing from the San Diego Sockers. That is historically their best attribute moving forward. And they always have to clean and tidy it up in the midfield. The midfield battle is being won right now by Empire. and the transition from defense to offense is just non-existent for the San Diego Sockers outside of that first goal. And they also have to figure out what they're going to do with Palmer. Palmer is absolutely everywhere. Heard here in the halftime too that he's been chirping, he's been talking, he's been challenging every single Socker that's facing him as we begin the third quarter of action here at Frontwave Arena.
3 blocked shots for Robert Palmer in that first half. Going left to right, the blue-clad Sockers. Drew Ruggles managed to toe poke a shot at Brian Orozco, who was 7 of 9 in saves in the first half. Orozco continues in net, but Chris Toth takes over for San Diego. Looking at the official stats, Pardo was 9 of 12 on saves in that first half, 750 save percentage. Pardo was outstanding. Let's see if Chris Toth can duplicate the effort. Nick Pereira from Ruggles. Pereira brings it down in the corner, always comfortable with his back to net. Out to Cesar Cerda, opening 30 seconds of the second half. Ruggles off the outside of the leg of Pereira, wasn't anticipating the pass. Munir Alami coming forward, feeding in Alan Perez on the left wing. Here comes Perez. Gonna step to the middle. Good job by Ruggles staying right there with him. So the Strikers will reset.
And the offense for the Sockers has to start connecting, just like we saw there. Nick Pereira was unable to really move forward with the ball and actually got in the way of a pass, but it's that chemistry that's going to come with time. But for right now, there is no time but the present. We are in the middle of the first game of the MASL between Empire Strykers and the San Diego Sockers.
This presentation of the Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports Golazo Network. We thank you so much for being here. Drew Ruggles saw that ball go through. It's Alami. Munir Alami, his shot blocked by Cerda, still alive. Bebe flicks it out of there. It's going to go back to somebody in white. As Empire is able to control with Chavez at a goal and an assist in the first half. Isaac Somo, Justin Stinson, room to run on right wing. The Stinger lines one up and skips it foul just wide to the left. Leopoldo Hernandez out to Marco Fabian. He did not score in the first half, but not for a lack of trying. Gratterall, nice little fake one way, come the other. Gratterall, high off the frame, and then Stinson tries to get his boot over it. Instead, popped it up high, still in play. Costa racing along the wall, falls down, no harm, no foul. Costa comes off, and the Strikers regroup. By this point in each of the first 2 quarters, San Diego had scored. So the quick early goal not going to be in the third quarter game script. Anthony Powell brought it down, arm in a natural position in the estimation of the officials. 1v1 battle. Powell gets it back. Now Marco Fabian, always looking for space. Doesn't need much. Tried to play it on the wall or toward the post. Cerda knocked it away. Foul called on Empire.
And this break in the action and just that momentum breaking play is really going to be the key for the San Diego Sockers to go ahead and reset play, reset the way that they want to go ahead and have the ball in possession and what they want to do here. Chris Toth, an excellent goalkeeper with the ball at his feet. His experience in beach soccer is definitely an asset here moving forward, but what you don't need is for Empire to go ahead and keep building that momentum and confidence, because as much as energy is being output, if they have the confidence to take this 4 quarters, this can be a dangerous game continuing for the Sockers.
Jorge De Leon coming in. De Leon finding Stinson behind the yellow line. Stinson trying for a spin to his left hip. He comes back the other way, and he's still got Charlie Gonzalez between him and net. Andy Reyes to Stinson, one of the most dangerous attackers, slithering on the ball, so confident with both feet. Reyes back to the newcomer Diaz. Make that De Leon, pardon me. Diaz is the man running the wall. Steal, Charlie with Mendez. Charlie Gonzalez coming in, tried to pass it, and Walter Diaz jumped in and blocked that pass. Reading the obvious plays well, the Empire Strykers. Stinson cruises in on left wing. And Gonzalez fouls him. And a free kick coming for Empire.
Something the Sockers need to go ahead and improve and quickly is the setup play to try to get a shot off on the net of Empire. They haven't really been able to do that, and then they allow for a counter-attacking opportunity and give the possession to the Empire Strykers, just like they did here.
Diaz. Bond gets the back of his leg for a foul. What an interesting match, but it's felt from up here on the north side announcer's booth as Somo cruises in with space and a shot wide. Then Stinson is able to hold off Gonzalez, but jumping from behind is Gabi Costa. Gabriel Costa, 1v4. Not going to win that battle too often. Back the other way. Alan Perez. Perez, 1v4. And he puts it into the right corner. Pereira. Smooth pass back to Mitchell Cardenas. Keiko Gontan trying to keep the ball moving at pace. Robert Palmer's there first to head it back to his young keeper, the 24-year-old out of Colton, Brian Orozco. First 5 minutes of the third quarter clock are ticking off. Los Brujos are going to keep the pressure on with the drum beat throughout the night. Man, it's great to hear that energy here. This crowd has had incredible energy, Tony, but they just haven't had a ton to cheer for San Diego way. Not a lot of possession, not a lot of chances.
And on the other side, Empire's been able to capitalize on those opportunities and capitalize on the chance and the space that the Sockers are giving them as they're being patient, waiting for a mistake for Empire to be able to counterattack. But even then, those counterattacks for the Sockers haven't been very fruitful whatsoever. They need to go ahead and be a little more clinical when it comes to those opportunities and windows.
Leopoldo Hernandez down to Alami. Munir Alami had the first goal of the year for the Strikers. Serta got the ball away long enough for Keiko Gontan to blow it along the north wall. And as Marcel watches, Fabian took it away once again and controlled for Empire. Great stop and go move. Leopoldo to the middle, but Serta was right there playing center sweeper. Toth distributes to the bench. Pereira forward looking for Marcel. Orozco popped it up, kind of a corkscrew shot pass up there. It's allowed Marcel to keep pressure, but he used two hands to the back of Stinson, or make that Fabian, pardon me, and that's an easy foul to call. Only one shot between the two teams on net so far in this first part of the third quarter. Well, what do we have here? Charlie just hanging on. And another quick foul call. The common fouls have been racking up for both sides. Anthony Powell. Gratterall. Dyerson Gratterall has his first name on the back of his jersey, Dyerson. It's that Brazilian style, futsal style that you see from Gratterall. A much controlled but pretty evenly paced start to this quarter, and ticking under the 8-minute mark shortly. Stinson kicked out of play by Pacheco. Now the question is, was he ruled as deflecting a shot, which would be a corner kick, or a controlled touch out, which would be top of the arc? That's the decision of Butler to make, and he's going to say put it in the corner, and I think that's the right call. There was no control on that. It was a blocked shot.
Yeah, there was no intention to clear it in that area. And another opportunity, a set piece for Empire. And watch out from outside, my front.
Beyond, shot it just wide. Pereira over the back of his head. Somehow found the foot of Charlie. That's crazy. Dropping it into a mailbox over the top of your head from 30 yards away. And now Sebastian was right there at the door of the Empire bench and wound up being a doormat for a second. Gets the ball started quickly. Charlie trying to find room. Just hasn't found it. Neither is Tavoy Morgan all night long. Morgan looking for a seam. Pitches it out for Cardenas. He hit the right post. Mitchell Cardenas rings the right post. Still 3-2 Empire.
Mitchell says if the offense isn't making it happen, I'm going to take the control myself, as he has the ball in his possession. Directing traffic here. The Sockers need to make sure that they keep their composure as well. They're giving these common fouls, these moments where Empire can go ahead and just calm the waters, put some cold water on the offense of the San Diego Sockers. as we'll see right here, really playing into, however, this, watch out, a mistake here.
Charlie, Tavoy, too slow. Knocked it down with his hand, easy to call from all the way up here. Updating the stats, going from the scoreboard to the official stats. Shots were 17-10 in favor of Empire in the first half. We were reading was on the scoreboard. Score card knows it a little better. Palmer and Orozco steps up. Joining the attack, Bond bumps into him and draws a common foul. Taylor doesn't like it, but the restart is right there for Empire. Next ball out of play will be our officials' timeout for the third quarter. Chavez's pass forward, knocked by Drew Ruggles along the bench wall. Keiko Gontan trying to jump on that bouncing ball in between three. He got it back to Taylor Bond. Now Gontan asking for it going left to right. Nick Pereira off the bench. Oh, he gave it back. De Leon jumps over Mitchell. De Leon fires a rocket high and wide. Big mistake for San Diego. Uncapitalized upon. Again, too fancy passing by the Sockers. Mansoure racing in. Abdul Mansoure, one of the speedier players on this fast Strykers team. Alan Perez, 9 minutes elapsed in the third quarter. Toth came out to challenge Perez, got a touch on the ball, then Fabian shoots it out of play, and he will send us to break. So, both teams racing up and down, still with the higher level of composure. Clearly the visitors from Empire, but nothing found the back of the net in that stanza. We're back with more third quarter action next on Golazo.
To ever do it. One of the original members of the Birdhouse crew with Tony Hawk. Legendary skateboard royalty right here in Frontwave Arena. From Mira Mesa by way of Subic Bay, Philippines, Willie Santos. Willie, as we take the applause in from the fans here at Frontwave Arena, you're no stranger to the San Diego Sockers. We gave a long list of all your accomplishments and achievements, but most importantly, you're a San Diego Sockers fan. Talk about your earliest San Diego Sockers memory.
Oh yeah, you know, with skateboarding and soccer, it came hand in hand. I used to watch the Sockers when they were playing over at the San Diego Sports Arena. I even played on the field. It was fun, really.
And what's it like to be here in this new arena and see the next generation of San Diego Sockers on display, sports and entertainment right here in North County?
Oh, it's great. I'm great to be invited here, and it's awesome to watch.
Skateboarding legend Willie Santos in the house, along with it looks like around 4,000 of his friends. We've got an incredible crowd here on a Black Friday for the San Diego Sockers lid lifter, Tony.
I've actually been very privileged to play on an indoor team with Willie Santos, him scoring the game winner. Incredible athlete here locally in San Diego. Well, hopefully we can have a game winner for the Sockers, but they need to tie it first.
There's that high press right out of the timeout for Empire. Guarding the entire length of the floor, trying to force turnovers in the defensive zone. San Diego needs a quick pass to turn it into an outman rush, but it did not happen. And this high press philosophy has been super effective for Coach Obasi and the Strykers in this match. Here comes Orozco running up across midfield. The keeper to the yellow line, stolen. Here comes Serta. Can Serta get the shot away? Empty net. Here's Charlie. Net's empty. Header saved by Somo. Serta racing in. Keeper's back in net. Palmer with a block. Sockers calling for a handball. Don't get it. Stinson sending out Alami. Alami on a run. Munir Alami chasing in. Toth comes out. Great save, and then the foul on Alami.
A quick transition. Two plays on each side of the pitch here on the floor. The Sockers looked like they had an opportunity right there with Charlie Gonzalez. We're going to see the replay of the collision with Chris Toth right there. It's a foul every time. A mí no me tocas el portero. Don't touch the goalkeeper as Toth. A little bit slow to get up here.
Yeah, Chris is going to feel that right hip. Paul Savage, athletic trainer, coming out for a check. Meanwhile, the officials are going to take a look for a possible handball on Palmer on the other side of the floor. That, you heard me say it in the run of that play-by-play call, that the Sockers believed Palmer had a handball. Now, in saying that, only Fernando Pena is over near the scorer's table. Shane Butler is still watching Chris Toth and Paul Savage. Looks like Chris got a bit of a dead leg on that kick. Now we're watching, and this is where we're going to look. There's the header by Soma, but it would be on this ensuing play. Watch Palmer come into position. And now. Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. In this man's estimation, that's a clear handball on Palmer. Didn't you see the hand move outward?
Yeah, and now it's going to be a matter of the referees stepping in here. No challenge.
No challenge. We just showed the handball, but the officials, I'm telling you, never looked at that replay. Cerda, Cesar Cerda, saved by Orozco. First big chance of the half for San Diego. Well, our Amoda crew showed you that handball, but the officials had no interest in looking. Pereira's shot blocked by Palmer again, out of play for a corner.
Talk about the details too, right? We were talking about how that challenge early in the first
half.
half.
Thank you, yes.
Could have been used there.
That is the opportunity cost of making a very pointless challenge. That shot by Mendez blocked by Dyerson. And all the way back to Chris Toth. So we've talked about it in previous seasons, Tony, the poker game of what's the right time? When is it worth it? And if you can ever go either +1 on a power play or get rid of a goal, you do want to make that call, but not when there's no foul to be called. And meanwhile, if the Sockers had still their challenge, they could have used it right there. And in our estimation up here, they would have gotten a penalty kick out of it and a chance to tie the match. Gontan off the Charlie Steele. Gontan gets rubbed out in the corner, and it's another free kick coming for San Diego.
And then just talking about it once again, that opportunity, right? A Palmer who's been defending incredibly well, you have a chance where he has to now move forward and be careful with his arm placement, take that extra second to think of how to defend. Might be the difference between a game-saving play or a goal-saving play.
Oh, save Orozco! He got the hand on it and pushed it up onto the crossbar. Captain Craig denied his first of the year. Boy, he got his laces through that one.
Orozco laying out for the picture, para la foto, and unable to keep continuing with possession with the ball here. The Sockers watch out for the counterattack.
Reyes using the wall to his advantage, and then Childs fouled him, and the blue card is out on the captain. And Empire will go on the power play for the second time tonight.
And talk about giving into that exact play that Empire would want on defense with this style and quick counterattacking. In those moments, if they're not going to catch you, they're going to foul you, and it's going to cost them a player with the blue card. And now going into a super power play with a sixth attacker.
Well, interestingly, both the goalkeeper and the sixth attacker were out there for a second. Then Orozco got the message. A late memo, but he read the email. So super power play. Goalkeeper out. 6v4. Empire trying to go up by 2. No team is led by 2 in this match tonight. Robert Palmer. A defensive superstar tonight. Had 51 blocks to match his uniform number last year. De Leon working a 1-2 in the corner. Back out, Fabian's shot. Partially blocked, and then Cardenas gave it away, and the one-touch, no-look shot by Anthony Powell was wide on a blind try, and then the Sockers clear it over the wall. Defensive clearance, top of the arc, A two-man advantage free kick coming up for Empire. This is some must-score stuff. Sockers only have a two-man wall. Palmer can lace this or pass it. He'll feed it. Fabian blocked by Serta. Great hustle by the Sockers defensive captain. And now with an empty net, Palmer's pushed all the way back by Mendez. But Empire controls. There's a minute 11 remaining on the power play, which began with 3:39 left in the quarter. It'll count to either 1:39 or to an Empire goal. Fabian. Over to Stinson. Back to the sixth attacker, Palmer, the super power play man. Palmer. Jorge De Leon and Fabian with 45 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Sockers bunkered in. Down low to the corner. Alami out, Fabian trying to get the left foot loose. Serta blocks the shot. Mendez from 3/4. Can he bend it in? Wide! The curve just missed outside for a short-handed goal. 25 seconds left on the man advantage. On the super power play, Alami racing in. Back to Fabian. Keeping it on the right side with De Leon. 2 minutes and less left in the third quarter. 12 seconds on the man advantage. Trying to find something in the middle. There's Palmer. Palmer misses it wide. De Leon, 3 seconds, blocked by Pacheco. De Leon gets it back, power play over. Childs comes out, but he has to play defense. It's Stinson. Childs is out there doing the best he can. Stinson spinning. Childs gets a touch. And the Sockers with some tired defenders out there, but Childs is sending Pacheco forward. Fabian kicks it out of play. It'll be Sockers ball, and everybody gets to change the tired attackers and the more tired defenders.
And it may come through the screen, just the arena saying, shoot, shoot, because there's no goalkeeper. That's part of the strategy of this, because you look up and you have a second time to guess, is this going to be enough? The angle right there looked like Sebastián Mendez had an extra minute or second to move forward and get some sort of space and maybe get a better shot off. Here, the Sockers are trying to move fast now.
After the foul on Somo, Costa jumped right back up, the water bug dancing over the ball. Somo gets another foul. 2 in a quick hurry. If you get 4 personals in a half, it's an automatic blue card. Now Pereira. Touch eluded one of the most skillful ball handlers in the MASL. Boy, it's been a tough debut on his third tour for Nicky so far. But you never know when he'll get that moment. Minute 3 left in the scoreless third quarter.
Been a physical third quarter, been a physical match in general. This ball goes off the back of Bond.
Charlie back heels to Bond in the middle. Taylor gets it on his right foot. Taylor dancing, left foot, and he scores! He scores it! From the opposite foot, Apotaco Taylor Bond! We're tied at 3 and Bondo's got a brace.
And Bond not going with the power, not going with the laces, just coolly, calmly, and collectively just slotting it in. The simple pass into the back of the net. You can definitely tell Orozco was waiting for that rifle, for that hard shot from Bond. And he just gets the pass through to tie this game. 3-3, San Diego Empire.
I believe Charlie got the assist. We'll take a check on that when we get to the break. We're tied with a goal at 14:05. First Magic Minute goal for the Sockers this year. Still in the Magic Minute. It is Charlie who gets his first assist of the year. 30 seconds left in the quarter. The only goal is for San Diego. Can they find more? Marcel trying to offer some minutes for the Sox. The rookie. Charlie. What a pass. Pereira keeps it in bounds over the low wall. 10 seconds. Can Nick get out? Triple team, then crashing down, and then Pacheco, a foul called on Jesus. And that will all but eliminate the third quarter as Leopoldo Hernandez is 3.5 seconds. He better not pass it Nicky's way. He won't. He'll float it out this direction. Knocked down by Serta, and the horn sounds. But San Diego, after doing the rope-a-dope up against the ropes for most of the third quarter, they land the punch, and it was a southpaw strike from Bando, lacing it past Ryan Orozco. 45 minutes left to play and nothing decided. 15 to go. Fourth quarter run from Oceanside. Next, it's the MASL on Galazzo.
The Oceanside Ace Hardware Frisbee toss. You see the Rectech grill. The first one that gets in there is going to win $371 tonight. Also, if you get it in one of these Rectech grills, you have a chance of winning one of them at the end of the season if you get it in. Where are we at here? Yep, I got a few to the head here. Let's see. Some Black Friday gifts for myself. Oh, we got one there. Keep them coming. So far, only one. Someone's buying the drinks at the Pala Starlight Club tonight. Only one. Come on, fans. So far, just one right now. It's like there's a hatch on the goal. Who's going to get one in? $30 seconds remaining. Your date with Destiny and $371 and possibly this Rectech grill. Only one person right now. Sonny, what's going on? It's Black Friday in here. This is one heck of a deal. Let me see what number that is right there. Oh, okay. It's not 6, 7, but it is.
Welcome back to Frontwave Arena, where the between quarters Frisbee toss saw a big-time winner who not only gets half of the prize pot, but courtesy of Oceanside Ace Hardware, gets a brand new grill. Wow. For their trouble. What an effort. It's a 3-3 tie between the Sockers and the Empire Strykers, which history would say would favor San Diego. The Sockers last year at Frontwave Arena in the first year of this brand new arena went 12-0 in the regular season and a perfect 3-0 in the playoffs. So 15 wins, they've never lost here. Last year against Empire, the Sockers went 6-0. They're 47-9 all time and have beaten the Strykers 15 straight times. The last time Empire beat San Diego, February 2023, up at Toyota Arena in Ontario. The most lopsided loss in modern soccer's history, a 10-4 defeat. A night that, honestly, San Diego was never in it. Yeah. However, since then, 15 straight wins between the regular season and playoffs. And in this match, very similar to last year's game script, Tony Sanchez, because while the Sockers did go 6-0 regular season and playoffs, 4 of the 6 games were a goal, 1 a 2-goal game, only 1 was a 3-goal game. So almost every one of these meetings has been this kind of match, pretty low scoring and right there for the grab in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and it's the talent and the determination of the Sockers that have really pushed him through in these matches against Empire. And not only that, Empire is also battling against the record at home for here at Frontwave Arena with the Sockers in general. This would be a huge win for Empire to start the season.
Brandon Gomez is back in net to start the fourth quarter for Empire. Strikers in white, left to right. Sockers in blue, right to left. Monir Alami working hard in the corner. Had the game's first goal for the Strikers. Rolling it out to Leopoldo Hernandez, and now there's Gomez all the way across midfield. Alami. Serta bird-dogging him all the way back to Fabian. Marco's been dangerous tonight, but he hasn't scored. We've got a second pass called against Gomez. A second pass. That's the goalkeeper can only touch the ball once in the run of play on his defensive half of the floor. If he touches it a second time, it's immediately given back to the other team.
That's good refereeing there, just making sure to stay on top of that, especially with a dynamic system with a goalkeeper that Empire runs.
Morgan trying to spin his way out. He hit it just over the crossbar from an impossible angle. First minute, fourth quarter, 3-3 tie. It was 3-2 Empire at the half. This one's out of play against Empire for the first time tonight. Top of the arc for the San Diego Sockers, Tony.
And we're starting to see the first for Empire, a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of confusion, a first of a defensive error per se here. So if these first keep unraveling, the Empire Strykers have a chance to unravel and Sockers capitalize.
Charlie. Pereira tried to let it dummy, but Robert Palmer is no dummy. He read the play as if it was handed to him in crayon. The pass out controlled by Ruggles to Charlie Gonzalez, and the 3-3 tie continues.
If we're looking at players to go ahead and resolve here in the fourth quarter for the San Diego Sockers, I'm looking at Pereira, I'm looking at Costa, I'm looking at Charlie to go be that X factor in this fourth quarter to really be the deciding factor of this match.
Ruggles. He's going to find Nick. Nick Pereira. Toughest to dispossess in the league. Palmer's nicking him in the back. And another foul was called from the whistle of Shane Butler. Childs saying, on or off? Should I stay or should I go now? And as the clash plays in our heads, here's the clash of the soccer ball. It's Childs. Kick save, Gomez. Costa heads it back into danger. Pereira trying to find the head of Childs. Craig working it out of the corner. Wall pass. Palmer settles it down right in the middle of the crease. Plays it out, and Abdul Mansoure with room to run. Costa got there first. Beautiful tackle of the ball by Gabi Costa. Sent Mansoure flying, but it was all ball. What a match. Who strikes next? Gontan has a goal tonight. Ruggles. Cardenas. Gontan couldn't keep it in control in front of him. Racing down the middle. Cardenas then just spins an easy one-hopper into Gomez's hands. 2 minutes and change elapsed in the fourth quarter. Sockers led 1-0, trailed 2-1 after one, tied it 2 early in the second quarter, gave up a goal quickly, down 3-2 at the half, got a goal in the magic minute of the third quarter. And that's all we've seen. Taylor Bond, 2 goals for San Diego. Still a loose ball in the corner. Kindergarten scrum around it with 6 players. And it finally spits out to the Cuban, to Leopoldo Hernandez. Now it's Stinson. Gratterall. And Gomez is up top.
And this is where it's dangerous for Empire. If they lose possession of the ball, it's an empty net. The Sockers have to be wary of the movement of that extra man up top in their own half.
De Leon. Stinson. And Hernandez in good control of the ball by the Strikers. Now it's Alami along the wall. Gomez says, I'm an outlet, use me. Alami does not. Plays it to Stinson instead. Now Gratterall. Costa fouled him. Free kick Strikers. Played back for the Stinger. 11.5 minutes on a live clock now. Hernandez working it around. Gratterall, good possession. Can they find a chance out of it? De Leon outside the yellow line. Had to play it back to Hernandez. But hanging on to the ball, Empire, Tony.
This is where both teams have to be absolutely careful not to be the one to make the mistake, because in a game with such small margins,
ooh,
que buena.
Gontan doing the pirouette on his knee to win that ball, and then he drew a foul. Looks like he got a kick to the side of the head for his trouble, holding his ear as he comes off. But hear this, Keiko. Well done. Even in your bad ear. Forward to Marcel. Roknapur shot. Save Gomez on the low roller. Marcel got one away. A surprise entry into the lineup for San Diego. Some veteran options they could have leaned to. They went to Marcel. He's shown well in training. Anthony trying it for a self-pass. Chris Toth read the angles like a pool cue hustler.
A poor throw there by Toth, giving up possession immediately.
But Powell shoots it high and wide down to Fabian. Marco will settle. Taylor Bond on a hat trick. Crashes through two players. The bull in the china shop. Foul called.
Physicality just in every sense with Taylor Bond.
Look out. This should be top of the arc San Diego. Oh, never mind. Wrong side of the field.
It looked like a defensive clearance away.
Didn't it? I mean, it was an unintentional play, but wrong zone. Here's Tavoy. Here's Tavoy Morgan. Morgan! High off the Kaiser Permanente logo above the frame of the Eastern goal.
And now with having Nick Pereira on the Sockers, you give a chance to have Morgan a little bit more fresher in these moments and see if he's able to contribute on offense.
Sebastian Mendez off his shoulder, still in the defensive zone. Mendez of Empire. Mendez flicks it forward. Mendez! Oh, just wide! He thought he had it. He thought he had found the angle there, and he just missed. Tavoy, can he get a good shot away? Got double teamed and played it out instead. Smart play by the target. Mendez pushed, stays with it. Listed at under 150 pounds, Sebastian Mendez. It's wild. Tavoy, blue card on Palmer. Of all the players who could possibly take a penalty for Empire, this is the worst one for head coach Anu Obasi. His defensive stalwart, the rock of his defense, will sit for the next 2 minutes. And San Diego, for the first time tonight, Tony, has a power play trying to break the 3-3 tie.
And right there, it's an accumulation of the entire game. Palmer's had a couple of those fouls, just nipping at the Sockers players. This one right in front of Fernando Peña, the referee, just says, you know what, that's one too many in this moment. That's going to go ahead and be a yellow card for a cynical foul.
This power play begins with 9:17 left in the match. It will count down to either 7:17 on the game clock or to a Sockers goal, which could unlock a 3-3 tie. First power play of the season for San Diego, who finished third in the league last year in power play efficiency at 43%. Empire was 10th in the 12-team league, only a 56% kill last year. This was a real weakness of their team, and let's see if San Diego can exploit it this year. Costa trying to find Childs on the far wall. Over to Charlie Gonzalez, and there's a minute and a half left in the power play. First 30 seconds are done. Charlie with Costa, Pereira, Morgan, and Childs. Three forwards out there. Pereira. Good defense by Hernandez to force the Sockers back to offensive midfield. Charlie to Morgan, keeps it going, Pereira, but a slowly paced ball. Pereira to Costa, quick pass, Morgan tries to keep it going, into the corner. Pereira bumps him off, turns, puts it to the goal mouth, kicked away by Somo. It was parallel to the goal line. Now Somo shorthanded, coming forward, he fouls Morgan. They do call it. First minute done on the power play. What now?
Whistle from...
Looks like they called for too many men on the floor against San Diego. That's what Arnold Baldo in the officials box said. 6 men on San Diego. Who jumped off the bench?
24 Empire has fouled out of the game. 6 fouls.
Oh,
no power
check
play.
that. Pardon me. I take it back. It was not 6 men. It was 6 fouls on Isaac Somo.
Oh, wow.
Isaac Somo gets an individual red card and is ejected from the game for committing 6 personal fouls. This does not lead to a power play.
But it is an important player on defense on the floor for Empire. Him and Palmer have been crucial in maintaining this game for Empire.
So one fewer bench player for Empire the rest of the night. And 1 minute left on this power play. Charlie and the Sockers trying to take a lead for only the second time tonight. Morgan and Childs, the two-man game. Morgan out high and center to Charlie. Charlie, Nicky tries for the flicker head shot, and it was wide. And Chavez picks it up short-handed for Empire, and he's got a head of steam as he comes up the north wall here at Frontwave Arena. He'll play it back, and smartly, the Strikers will rack some time off of this penalty kill. Very well done by Empire. Every second that you're on the ball when you're a man down is a second the other team can't organize or attack. This has all but killed the power play for Empire. In fact, they've got a chance. Here they come. Toth had to come out of his net in order to deny the opportunity. Morgan getting his entire jersey dragged by Andy Reyes. Now it is Costa. Costa. It's Serta. It's Cesar Serta. Stepping out is Gomez. And Gomez accentuates the touch foul by Serta. This will end the power play. Neither team has scored on the man advantage tonight.
I mean, I think the question was answered by Empire, how well they're going to go ahead and defend the power play this year. And I mean, they are 1 for 1 and defended very well. Even look dangerous on that other side of the ball on the offensive side. Sockers ain't unable to capitalize there. Now they need to watch out because that's going to inspire this Empire team.
Stole by Mendez. Mendez thought he was fouled, and Mendez grabs the ear of Stinson. He really deserved that foul, even though he didn't think so. Sebastian thought he was fouled earlier, and he might have been, but then he definitely fouled to make up for it. Shots have evened up. It's 21-18 in favor of Empire. Our scoreline has evened up as much as it can. It's 3-3. Just about 7 minutes left. Next dead ball will be our final officials timeout of this match. Gomez, forward. Alami, ball caroms. Serta spins to control. Charlie Gonzalez lifts it out. Can Mendez bring it down? He did get a touch. Palmer's back out of the penalty box. Gomez, three-line pass, will give up a yellow line free kick. The goalkeeper cannot air the ball over both yellow lines and the midfield stripe. If he does, without a bounce, it turns the ball over for an offensive line free kick for the opponent.
And it's these slight mental mistakes that are going to go ahead and happen now throughout the match for Empire. It was a blue card for Palmer. It was a red card earlier. Now a 3 lines offense. These are the opportunities that Empire is giving the Sockers that they need to take advantage of.
Costa kicked out of there. Gomez. And as that ball touched out of play, we'll get to the officials' timeout. San Diego will have another free kick when we get back. Palmer unhappy, thinking the ball didn't go out of play or that potentially a fan reached over the bench. But as the officials discuss, we will take a timeout. We're back with the finish of this fourth quarter, tied at 3 on Galazzo.
There we go. We got a few left. Find them a home. Thanks for having fun. Junkyard, Sports Bar and Grill, T-shirt toss.
Robert Palmer disagrees with that call. He might want to watch the MASL's most controversial show, Under Review, with Phil Levanko and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. You can catch it every Friday during the regular season on YouTube and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Great show. I don't think they'll actually review that play, but...
And if they do, it was a very well officiated weekend in MASL.
Yeah. Or, you know, if they did, maybe it's because the soccer score on this top of the arc chance. Charlie. Fakety, 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 shoot-ity! And he hit it too high. And then Ruggles. Drew Ruggles keeps the ball moving. Nick Pereira off the wall, looking for more. Costa! Oh, Gomez! You can't do better than that! What a save!
Para donde Gomez, making sure that it stays tied up here, staying the position in a strong pair of hands.
Out to the top, Costa again! Oh no, he hit Drew Ruggles in the nethers. Ruggles is slow to get up.
Sana colita de rana.
Oh, now it's Charlie! Charlie! Goal! San Diego! Charlie Galasso lives up to his name. It's 4-3 San Diego.
That's exactly what you needed from a Charlie Golazo from the San Diego Sockers. Determination, dispossession, follow through, the entire shebang. 3 players all coming together, giving it to Charlie, and a beautiful shot with the left foot. Nothing for Gomez to do there. San Diego 4, Empire Strykers 3.
Charlie's first of the year. Sebastian Mendez should get an assist. He had the little touch. He had the touch in between, so Mendez should get a point on that. And the Sockers lead for the first time since the second minute. Oh, that ball is kicked into the Sockers bench, but just beyond the yellow line.
This game is far from over, though.
Not even close. 6:12 left in the fourth. San Diego now, they know that they've just defused some of the options for Empire. Here comes Gomez. He's going to press the action. He's going to fire it into the far corner where Fabian shoots it up toward the Brujos. There's a net in between.
As Shane Butler's being waved over.
Okay, we've got another call from the fourth official here. Could we have another 6 fouls or something? I mean, there's been a lot of fouls called in this game.
Yes.
We don't get running tallies up here. We don't have a, working stat man in the booth. It's just me checking the boxes when I can. So I don't apologize, but I just want to recognize what's going on. But we won't know the answer to that question. As Kanye said, I guess we'll never know. Here's Tavoy Morgan. Mendez running. Seb Mendez off the wall. Nobody there. Morgan got held up, thought it was a foul behind the play. There was nothing called. 5 minutes, 43 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. First lead since early first quarter for the Sockers. And a clean tackle for a moment by Morgan, but Andy Reyes can't with the play. Running it past the Frontwave Credit Union logo. Frontwave, the name sponsor of this arena.
We've seen Empire have success in their style of play and in this game by maintaining control of most of the game. But now we'll see if this style is able to adapt in a pressure situation as they are trailing in the fourth quarter with 5:09 left on the clock.
Jorge De Leon. And Gratterall. Brujos keeping that energy up. You love it. This ball down to De Leon in the corner attacking for Empire. Under 5 minutes to go on this one. 55 minutes have been completed in this 60-minute match. Stinson. Justin Stinson shut out so far tonight, but always dangerous, the Stinger. Trying to get his right foot free. He just missed. Ball's brought down. And still staggering was Alan Perez. He didn't get the shot away. Mendez was able to clear the ball out to offensive midfield of Empire.
That was a dangerous play there by Empire. Just very slightly off there. As watch out, Phil.
Leaping attempt at a header there by Jose Gonzalez. He sent it after his head coach. Phil Silvaggio looking for his 188th MASL win tonight. 187-41-5, his all-time record. If you're wondering what the 5 is, those are overtime losses. Charlie Gonzalez, forward, Keiko.
Beautiful.
Keiko Gontan, lovely touch, finding Sweet Pea. It's Jesus Pacheco. Pacheco with 2 open bench walls trying to feed back to Jose Gonzalez. And then trying to sell a foul was Marco. And it looks like the sale was accepted by Fernando Pena.
And a challenge flag is now on the field, I believe.
I think Obasi is looking for a blue card out of that exchange. Onua Obasi, our halftime guest, threw his one challenge. He didn't blow his in the first quarter. He waited till crunch time to use it. And he's hoping to review this common foul into a blue card. In MASL video review.
Empire is challenging for a possible 2-minute penalty.
So what Shane Butler and Fernando Pena have to decide is the foul that they called worthy of a card as opposed to a commonality. Here you see the Pacheco pass back. Right there, that's the question. Bebe immediately put up his hands like, no, 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 which is often a sign of that you did commit a foul.
Correct.
That's worth a card. Here's when you do the no, no, no.
There was a lot of high-octane defending in that moment against the wall, maybe.
The question would
looking
be
for boarding?
hands above the shoulder, I would think.
Okay.
There's no chance of... And the hand is not above the shoulder, I don't think. Let's watch it real careful here. We're watching number 30, Jose Gonzalez. And we're watching his left arm into, looks like the ribs of Fabian, who then pulls on Gonzalez's shirt.
Yeah.
Call
In
on
a
the field
major
is
fashion.
confirmed. Foul only. Empire has lost their challenge.
Empire has had a fruitless challenge, and very, very well done by this experienced officiating crew, Tony.
100%. This game's had it all so far. Good officiating, action on both sides, and now the Sockers need to make sure that they are defending with everything they've got, but conversely, they also need to start looking for potentially another goal to extend the lead. This one goal is not comfortable for anybody at Frontwave Arena.
Least of all the coaches. Here's Orozco back into the game for Gomez. To Stinson, under 4 minutes. 3:45. Normally we talk about a team going to 6 attackers, but Empire kind of always is.
And Orozco having 2 goals in the fourth quarter last year, I believe game-winning goals as well. That's why you throw him on there as an attacking option, but also a very, very prolific, good goalkeeper as well.
Hernandez. Of course, the risk reward, though, what if you give up the ball? What if you give up a steal? You could give up the game because a second goal for San Diego would almost do it in this quarter. Alami back to Orozco. And we are working through minute 57 of this match. Orozco. Good possession, but it's all in offensive midfield so far for the Strikers. And it continues as Jorge De Leon comes out to take the pass. Under 3 minutes to play. Fabian. Hernandez and Stinson. Lots of motion, lots of passing. Orozco trying to make a move. Down to the half wall, De Leon. Well bracketed. Sockers have to build a house on defense here. It's Orozco, and that's what they're doing. 1 man at the top, then 2, and then 2 more. Orozco. Orozco hits the seam of the glass. Ball popped to De Leon, and it hospital balled its way through for an equalizer. A slowly paced ball that had Toth wrong-footed, and we are tied. Oh, boy.
Some traffic right in front of Toth. Very difficult to know whether that ball is going to get touched or redirected. All started from an awkward bounce off the glass, but that's what it takes. It's these small margins that are differentiating this game, and We have a tie once again. 4-4, 2 minutes, 23 seconds, and we'll see if the Sockers now once again turn it on the offensive side of things.
They need a goal for a regulation dub. The MASL uses a 3-2-1 point system. 3 points for a regulation win. An overtime win is worth 2 points in the standings. An overtime loss is worth 1 point. So these teams will split a point unless there's another goal in the next 2 minutes. Charlie, who had the go-ahead, well warded off by Alan Perez. Orozco holds for the Strykers. They give Stinson an assist. Here's Palmer, blocked, in play. Pereira couldn't control. Again a block. Charlie brought it down. Charlie trying to spin right to left. Got it out to Serta, down low, trying to find Pereira. Nick, 1v1. Nick stepping out, tried to get the shot. It was blocked by Perez right in front of him. Minute 18. Ruggles, Mendez, 75 seconds in regulation. 4-4 tie between these two valiant squads on opening night in the MASL. Serta, the clutch shooter. Serta trying to get his right foot free. Guarded by Anthony Powell, who held onto him for a second and kept a shot away. Now Ruggles. We're in the magic minute in the fourth quarter. 60th minute live at Frontwave Arena. Ruggles back and forth. It's out for Serta. He shoots it high. Missed with the left foot. Had a good look at net right there, Tony.
Had all the time in the world, but at the end, he kind of hesitated a little bit, put those shoulders up, and up it went.
Timeout called by the Strykers with 90 seconds left. What an exciting way to get this season rolling, Tony.
I was saying, this game has everything, but all credit as well to Empire, who's been able to maintain a very competitive edge and a high work rate on both sides of the ball, and it's honestly been impressive. This evolution of a basketball is really showing a different facet, and it's looking like the Sockers also have an opportunity here to get the ball back and score and win in regulation.
Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, December 7th, 1 week and 2 days from today. New start times for Sunday matches here at Frontwave Arena. 3 o'clock will be the regular start time. There will be a couple of Sundays where that start time will get pushed back to 4, but those will be on games where the Sockers are traveling from out of state on a previous back-to-back. We'll be live at 3 o'clock on MASL TV on YouTube for the Sockers and the Milwaukee Wave. Another one of these great legacy matchups, Tony. 16 titles for the Sockers, 7 titles for the Milwaukee Wave in their history. Just elite indoor royalty.
It's going to be fun. Last year, welcoming all these teams in the playoffs here at Frontwave Arena to really get a great front row look at some of what really is the best in the world at Fútbol Rápido, at indoor soccer here in the MASL.
The first ever match at Frontwave Arena last year went to overtime. That one, Utica thought they had won it, 6-5. An official replay reversed the goal, and then San Diego won on a Luis Morales goal. Of course, Morales isn't here. Chris Toth guarding the edge of his crease there. Jumped up like an outdoor keeper to punch it out. 33 seconds in regulation. Empire scores, they'll get all 3 points here tonight.
And a chance to dispossess of the Sockers with an empty net. Anything can happen in the last couple seconds. We'll see how this develops.
20 seconds before we go to overtime. Overtime in the MASL is not full time, it's golden goal. Out to Orozco, there's 10 seconds left. Orozco into the corner to De Leon with 8 seconds. Back to Orozco, tries to side pass it to Fabian. Ball's blocked down by Hernandez, there's 4 seconds. Out to Stinson with 3, with 2, with 1. Stinson will not get the shot away. And 60 minutes will not be enough to decide this season opener at Frontwave Arena. San Diego took a 4-3 lead at 8:41 of the quarter. But Jorge De Leon from Stinson, a slowly rolled pass that was blocked and guarded out of Chris Toth's sight. That's how we are knotted at 4. Both teams have earned a standing point. We take a timeout, and when we come back, it's golden goal overtime between the Sockers and Strykers on Golasso. This incredible crowd at Frontwave Arena is being treated to some free bonus soccer tonight. It's time for Golden Goal Overtime on the CBS Sports Golasso Network. Welcome back. Craig Elston, Tony Sanchez, Nick Ferrara, our Moda broadcast crew with you. This is Golden Goal, a 10-minute overtime period. 5-4 will be tonight's final score. If either one of these teams gets that 5th goal, a good goal, the game ends. If after 10 minutes there's no good goal, we will go to a best-of-3 round shootout. Again, in a 3-2-1 point system, both teams have earned 1 point in the MASL standings table. The winner will get 1 more point. So Kansas City can know with their 7-3 win over St. Louis tonight, they will go to bed in first place in the MASL this evening.
And this game has had it all. Great defensive effort, golazos, slow dribbling, churrito goals, red cards, challenges. What more do you want from the MASL? Every door's been open, but we'll see how this game ends here. Both teams want to go home with the victory.
In the final stanza, it's Orozco coming forward, but the Strykers running right to left, and the Sockers left to right. They're attacking the goal that is being defended by their supporters group, the Brujos. And the Brujos would love nothing more than to celebrate a win right in front of them. Under 9 minutes, first minute has just trickled away in this golden goal overtime without any action. Perez now, look at Orozco all the way forward. Brian Orozco is going to shoot. He scores! There's your first candidate for goal of the year, as the goalkeeper Orozco has just ended both San Diego's all-time perfect record at Frontwave Arena and their 15-match winning streak against the Strykers. The Strykers have struck down San Diego. Golasso 5-4 your final.
Obasi Ball 2.0. That is the result of having this style and being brave and confident with your goalkeeper up so high with a chance to win the game. And that's exactly what Orozco does for the Empire Strykers. They go ahead and move past the San Diego Sockers history and say, no more. We are here and we win at Frontwave Arena.
There's your early candidate for goal of the year. And I know it's going to be lost in the flood of history with 100 more games left in the league. But what's better than that snapshot? A goalkeeper running across 3 lines, blasting it inch perfect inside the left post, beating the back-to-back goalkeeper of the year and ripping the side netting. Let's watch it again. Give Perez the assist on this Orozco Golazo. Unbelievable.
So much space for him to also dribble up, but look at the distance of that shot.
Did Alami get a touch on that? Let's watch again. Does 5 get any touch here?
Let's see here.
Yes! Give Alami the goal. Give Alami the goal. Munir Alami. Orozco gets the assist. Alami gets the header. Great work of Moda.
Excellent play created by Orozco nonetheless. That was set up perfectly. As you can see there, just what it means for these Empire Striker players who look up for the traveling fans and thank them for their support. What a great effort by the Strikers.
An incredible crowd and an incredible game. But Empire gets the win here tonight. We'll take a timeout, come back, and wrap it up. You're watching the MASL on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.